Okay, so you joined the Air Force.
Yeah.
You were in the Philippines for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
And ultimately, you ended up leaving and going back to civilian life.
Yeah. That's how it went. Yep. I saw some things and was a part of some things in the military, particularly in the Philippines, that kind of scared me straight. And I realized I saw some things that I wasn't in alignment with. I asked too many questions. I said, I'm not going to be General Washington here. Everywhere I go, I figure I have a goal. At least I'm going to become this first black general. I'm going to be a 4-star general. I'm going to go to school, come back, fly F-16s, whatever. But I asked too many questions for the government at that time. So I decided that, you know what? I told my commanding officers that I was going to go out and finish my studies. I was going to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, got my 2-year degree in aerospace engineering. I got all these great letters, still have them to this day, because I was what we call 8-up soldier, an 8-up airman. I was top, always spit shine boots, walked a straight line, everything. But when I got out, I got the acting bug in D.C. I never looked back.
Okay, and then you went to Howard University.
I audited classes. By that time, I was out of my first marriage. I'd already sabotaged my private sector job. I had a midlife crisis at the age 50, I call age 23. Realized I had making $35,000 a year in this job. Is this it? I got this nice thing. I'm walking around with an ascot, smoking a pipe, eating steaks. This is ridiculous. I'm 23 years old. Like, what more is there to life? Is this it? And, I look back and said that I had a midlife crisis at 23. I just hit the wall. I realized I don't want to do this. So I sabotaged everything. I sabotaged it all. Ended up homeless, found myself selling pots and pans, found myself working in a temp job through Kelly Temps at IBM. And met this young lady whose name is Cynthia. That'll be about it. Had a crush on her. In order to date her, I had to go out and become born again. So I did that. Went to our church. Got saved. Fell in love with Jesus more than I cared about her. So I wasn't interested in her anymore. I was all interested in Jesus Christ. Found myself in a church play called Pork and Beans outside of Gaithersburg, Maryland. The musical director, Michael, saw me. I played a HIV positive gay character named Cutie Pie. Okay. And apparently, Cutie Pie was so convincing to Cynthia that she actually was convinced that I was gay. Had nothing to do with me. Some of my first experience with my community that didn't care for gay men too much. So that was pretty interesting. From there, I realized, well, the heck with that, the heck with her. I was just acting, but this guy says I have talent by myself. He gave me a book called by Oscar Rocket, Stage Design and Lighting, I believe. And in that book, it had Ossie Davis's name in it, who I didn't know who he was, right? Then, before I think he was married to Ruby Dee. Hadn't met them yet, but would. In 1986, and that's when I said, wow, this is really interesting. A friend of mine said, look, you need to pick me up. Let me take you to a movie. And I said, oh, okay, cool. I just read this book. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going, where I'm headed, but yeah, where are we going? I said, don't worry about it. It's a good movie by this new director named Spike Lee. Just come on. I'm like, who? Spike Lee. I'm like, okay. We go there, somewhere in Georgetown. And I see She's Gotta Have It. Boom. That was it.
She's Gotta Have It, which was Spike's first movie. It was black and white, wasn't it?
In black and white.
Yep.
Man. I got to do a black and white. I think my next movie is going to be in black and white. And pay homage to that, because once I saw that, my confusion and the traumas and the disappointments and the betrayals in my life didn't matter anymore. I was like, now I got a goal. I put myself on a 10-year plan. By 1996, I'm going to have my master's. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Because I know 5 years people give up. So in 10 years, by 1996, I'll be graduated. I'm going to work my first film in Spike. I got a mission now, right? Texas high school boy, going to win, right? By 1996, I was in my 4th film playing a gay character and Get on the Bus.
We'll get to that. I just want to kind of.
But that's just how it went.
That's how it happened, right?
That's how it happened.
You actually became a stalker of Spike Lee.
I sure did.
Yeah. We would follow.
I thought you were talking about the Rolling Girl 6, but
No,
yes.
no, the Stalker, Spike Lee Stalker, you would
I was.
figure out what car he was driving and leave like your picture on his car. And,
Man, I thought that's how I got the first opportunity to get Crooklyn. And I thought I had left so many, what we call 8x10s, photographs, so little black and white. So you used to walk around in on the back. You used to put your resume on there. Mm-hmm. I left about 20 of those things in his vehicle in the neighborhood because I lived 2 blocks behind Spike at the time in Fort Greene.
Oh, okay.
So it was easy for me to always maneuver and see him because he would drive these really nice land cruisers, you know. The first Land Cruiser, the big safari-looking ones, were so cool. Yeah. So it's like you couldn't miss him. You know what I mean? Couldn't miss him.